Hey there, podcast listeners. Dr. Sheeper. Welcome back to our TGIF Talks. I'm your host. Today I'm joined by Anonymous Phil.
Hi.
Roll the intro.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
And they're always glad you came.
And we're back. So this is the first every week podcast.
It's the start of an era.
Let's see how this goes. Like, last a week. We have 3 podcasts in a row. I'm just like, no, I'm done.
Let's go. I see a positive thing and a negative thing. Positive, more podcasts, which could always be good. Negative side is more podcasts, and that means we're closer to bringing Will back.
Oh, yeah. So you can break the microphone, like actually break it this time. So anyways, how was your 3 weeks, I guess? It's been 3 weeks since you've been on.
Has it been 3 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be before if we weren't doing this one, so yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, so 3 weeks ago would be dead week. So it'd be, preparing for finals.
Yeah.
And then last week was finals. And then this week was the first week of relaxation.
Yeah, so did you pass everything?
Yeah, we did good.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I passed everything. The professor screwed me over on things, but yeah, I passed everything. I love the one class. It's a 200 level course, 265. AggieCon 265. And she's like, I'm going to treat this like AggieCon 365 and make it difficult. I got a 95. I was like, you ain't even trying.
Yeah, you told me about this. Yeah.
It's my Snapchat story.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't do a very good job. 300 my butt. That was the easiest 300 level course ever. Although we were supposed to have an actual final, we didn't end up actually having like multiple choice final, which would have been reasonably difficult because we'd never done anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they screwed me over my last assignment. I got like 66% on it. I was like, what's going on here? What the heck? Like all the other ones were like 90, 80. No, it was like a freaking 70. I'm like, what? Why? Apparently, I did not do too well on it.
Did you look at the statistic things? You can see what the average, the high. And
I didn't look at that. I didn't. Oh, and okay. So I wrote my review of this. So the final was you write a 2-page paper about a policy proposal. You know, the review of it, what they missed, what they need to account for, what side you're on.
Yes, you told me about this, yeah.
And I had to write a 2-page paper about another person.
Yes.
So I got a 94 or something on the paper that I wrote.
Yeah.
They gave me a 94. And then my review of hers, I got 100. I was like, I'm sorry, did I do something wrong again? But there's no feedback. They didn't tell me I did anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Which, it's like, that's the whole concept. That's why finals are so stupid. You're not testing what I know.
Well, that final specifically.
Or like any final. You're testing me, but I'm not going to learn anything.
Well, I guess all my finals have been, cumulative.
I don't.
Oh.
I was supposed to, I think, for econ, but our professor got lazy. But, it's just I don't get the point of finals, because it's the end of the day, it's the end of the year. You either, A, give us feedback and we don't listen, or you don't give us feedback and it's like, I wasn't going to look at it, or maybe I did want to look at it, and it was just like, now what?
Yeah.
It was just kind of irritating. So, my econ final, I got 25 out of 100. Which I was like, dang, that's a little close. So, I thought, I gotta have the bare minimum.
Because you had to have a minimum of 20.
And 20, and I was like, oh, that was cutting it close.
You literally told me, we should be good. I can go as low as a 20.
I'm pretty sure I can get 20.
I'm pretty sure I can pass this stuff.
Slut.
Slut.
The 3 words you can say.
Yes.
Slut, damn hell.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I can pass this slut. I was off by 5 points. I was like, alright. Wasn't expecting that.
Who knows, maybe he bumped you a little bit.
I actually sent him a message when I turned it in. It's like, you can add comments. I added comments. Whatever, please, somehow bump this. I'm a senior next semester. If I have to retake this class, that means I might have to go a whole nother semester, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be a waste of time. Like, I get the material. You've seen my homework grades, all right, and you saw my other final. You see my other grades. It's just this one test is gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have. It potentially could have. You know, you see my quiz. I do okay. This isn't awful. International trade. I thought I did really well in my final. I got a 50%. I was like, what? And then on my final paper, I got a 60 out of 70. She's like, oh, no sources and misspell. I'm like, why are you judging us on spelling? What?
It could be distracting to the reader.
Must have been that bad then. She's like, oh yeah,
I've seen your spelling
she's-
a couple of times.
Yeah. So you have no in-text citations. I was like,
Do you ever know about that?
where did you have that listed? Nowhere did she have that listed.
Did she list? Did she tell you to properly cite your stuff?
She said citations.
That means in text. I learned that when I was a sophomore.
Well, I'm a senior, and they're now telling me this. How many other papers I've written, and they always ask for in-text citations, or
Yeah.
they didn't care.
Well, see, when I was a sophomore, I learned that. Well, see, fortunately, my teacher was very forgiving, and she was like, because I told her that when I was in high school, we never did in-text citations. We were never told about doing it, and quite frankly, to me, it's kind of distracting. I wanted to be able to just read through it. Maybe put a citation like the footnote.
I don't
or
have that
something.
excuse because my high school teachers did teach us about in-text citations.
Oh. Well, see, I figured maybe you could put something in the footnote or whatever, and then just leave your citation at the end.
Footnote?
No.
It's like reading the Bible. It's
Yeah.
Well, like the nuns are like, don't read the footnotes. I'm like, half the page is the footnotes.
You put a little number by the word or whatever, by the sentence, and then you have that citation at the bottom of the page.
The
And
Bible's mostly footnotes.
It is, yes. It is.
Because you don't understand what you're reading half the time because it's Old English.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was written in Old English, but today you can understand it using standard English. Have you seen Old English?
Yeah,
It is like unintelligible from what we say now.
Yeah, I know. I've seen comparisons. I learned that in my college English.
It's like a
course.
whole nother English. It's like a whole nother language.
Right. Yeah. So no, I guess it's like it was a 400 level course. I guess I have no excuse.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take it as a senior, so oops. Still passed that class. Yeah. So what? I got an A in that one class. I think. Oh no, but it went in my red as a B. I think a B plus.
Oh.
Got 95, but a B plus. I was like, maybe it was a different class. I got like a 90, but it went in as a B plus. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Are you serious?
Like your grade on Canvas said that?
Yeah, I got a 90, but I don't remember.
I don't know, I've had that too, where Canvas doesn't seem to show the actual grade that goes
That's
through.
what one of my friends said. Yeah, it doesn't really show it.
I don't know why that is.
But I should have texted my group member and asked her what she got. Because, when I reviewed her paper,
Uh-huh.
I can do that. Anyways. Yeah. So 3 weeks were that. Hell.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, Tuesday. So, one day I went to the doctor's for the follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
And then after, they're like, okay, yeah, come back in 2 weeks. We want to check you again.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure, just because we're not taking you off the pills, we're not putting you on stronger ones, because you talked about being lightheaded, which is
Yeah.
obviously low blood pressure, which means our readings here in the office just
Yeah,
aren't
no, I had
right.
to do the same. I had to go back in a month.
Well, they want me in like every damn 2 weeks. And so I was like, okay, whatever. The next day, all I wanted to do was sleep because I just had a headache all day. I could not get rid of it.
Really?
I had a headache like basically all day.
Yeah.
I had like my blanket wrapped around my forehead because it felt better. Anything. I was doing anything to make my head feel better. It was awful. And then Wednesday, I woke up with a headache. I did all my morning stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking a nap. So I took a nap. Well, I was late for work. My alarm never went off.
Huh.
And I was like, literally, I woke up and was about to like text my assistant manager. Like, I started texting, and then he called. I was like, dang it! If I had just gotten, I was like about to call him, and then he called me. I'm like, dang it! If I had gotten the call through, I wouldn't have lost the point. I lost the point because they had to call me. Because if you call in, you don't lose a point.
What did you have a point system?
Yeah. You get so many points, then you're fired. Or you're suspended.
Oh, I see.
I was like, I lost a point. I was like, dang it! I was so close to calling them.
What time was it?
3:12. Latest you can go is 3:05.
Okay.
Like, I'm glad I woke up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know if his phone call might have not woken me, because I was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my headaches was gone, and then I got to work, and I started working, and then it came back.
Do you have a limit as to how late you can wait to text? It's like, let's say he didn't text you till like 3:30, but you sent a text at like, say, like 3:20 or whatever. Like, is there
Probably not. As long as you call in ahead of time, I
like,
don't...
does that have to be before your shift starts?
Probably.
Because I know, like, at where I work, it sounds a little less strict. So we will call you if you're late or whatever, but usually it's, as far as getting fired, it's 3 no-call, no-shows. So if they call you and you respond, that's okay. Even if you come in late, or even if you say, I can't come in today, and it's like those 2 hours after your shift started, you're still in the clear. However, their perspective of you has, diminished.
You can lose a lot of points. I don't remember how many points it is. You can lose a lot of them, though.
Well, anyways,
I've lost 2 this month.
So anyways, it's 3 call no shows, and it's in a row nonetheless. It's in a row. So quite literally, there's this kid. He had 2 no call no shows in a row. The third one, it was like 3 hours into his shift, and we tried calling him or whatever, texting him saying, hey, if I don't get a response from you, we're gonna have to let you go. Like literally, like. He had, like, I don't know, a half hour left of his shift or whatever. He finally called saying, I can't come into work, just woke up. It was like freaking noon. It was noon. What are you doing still sleeping?
Like, I had an excuse. I was in pain.
And so because of that, they couldn't fire him, but they ended up firing him like a week or 2 later because of his work ethic, because when he would show up to work, those rare occasions when he did come, he did nothing.
Yeah, I had a reason for being late, though. Like, sleep was the only way to get out of pain. Because I slept, the pain went away, and I woke up, the pain was usually gone.
Yeah.
It was the only way to get rid of pain. Painkillers didn't do anything. They didn't even touch it.
So how did your alarm not go off? Did you, like, forget to set one? Or
I set it on my phone, and either A, it went off, and I hit it right when it went off.
Yeah.
In my sleep, because, I'm, like, moving around like this or whatever.
Sure.
Or, when I was doing this, I turned it off.
Huh.
So the next time I took a nap, I set my phone alarm. So that wouldn't happen. Because I just set the phone on the end table, no way I could possibly turn the phone alarm off.
Yep.
But I was like, I couldn't... Maybe that was Monday that happened. I don't remember. I think it might have been Monday. I did have a headache Monday. Wednesday I had a headache. I don't remember. Either way, the only way I can get rid of the headaches is sleep. And, like, today, and then Wednesday, it was bad. Work, I was like, I had talked to my manager, I'm like, hey, I might need to leave early. Because I was lightheaded, every time I, move, I'd get lightheaded, and then I'd get a headache.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to have to go home, I think. He's like, alright, stay as long as you need. I managed to finish my shift, and I went home. Didn't have headaches until today. And today I had some mild headaches. They weren't that bad. But I'm just like, what is causing these? And I called the health center, and they're like, well, message your doctor. But they went away, but I was like, I was close to the end of the day, I need to get to work, and I was like, because it was Wednesday at this point. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. Because what if the headaches go away tomorrow? And sure enough, they went away. Now they're back. I don't know. Maybe they'll be
really?
gone.
You have a headache right now?
Yeah. Maybe they'll be gone tomorrow. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand the headaches. But again, though, I could have a fever now. That could be what's this headache. I don't know. Okay, bye. But I mean, I have no idea. My thermometer doesn't work, so I'll find out in 2 weeks. But whatever. I guess a week. So yeah, my 2 weeks were brutal.
What did you say your thermometer doesn't work?
Yeah. Because remember how I literally took my temperature before I went to the doctor's that day, and it was at 97. Went to the doctor's, you're 100.3.
It just needs to be recalibrated.
It's a little more than recalibration.
It's a couple degrees off.
It's a whole. To be fair though, their thermometers, 100.3, 99, 98. I'm like, what kind of worthless thermometers are you using?
Wait, is this at the doctor?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What doctor did you go to?
The university. Their thermometer went 100.3.
Because how you should do it is either in the ear, which is how they do it at the health center. Just right.
Not the way I went. Every time I go to the doctors, they've always done it under the tongue. This is the first time they went beep.
Well, you should either go in the ear or in the tongue because the forehead is surface temperature. You're measuring the exterior temperature, which is why thermal imaging cameras don't work because your internal temperature can be cooler than your exterior temperature.
Yeah, it was warm that day. I was
Exactly.
warm. And it would just went with the first one, beep, 100.3. I was like, oh, I have to get they're like, all right, we'll get a different thermometer here. Beep, 90 something. Next one, beep, 98. I was like, so now I'm fine. I thought I silenced this dang thing. So yeah, so I'm like, now I'm fine. How, what? And then I had to get tested. Because, 100.3, oh, you gotta get tested. You had headaches, hot flashes, 100.3, you're gonna get tested. I was negative. But that leads into our next topic.
The amount of people that are.
Well, that and then my story about work.
Yes.
Because it's related to the virus, and I figured I'll just tell it there in the virus section. It's been a while. Not for me. Alright. New segment time. The virus.
Yes.
Okay, so let's read the statistics and I'll get to my story. Why does it
Oh, is that the YouTuber?
Yeah, okay. So the United States has 1,500,000
1.3 million.
1.5
1.5 million.
infected. Russia has overtaken Spain at 281,000. Spain at 277. The world total is 4.7,
Basically
almost 4.8 million people infected, but 1.9 million have recovered. 316,000 deaths, which is still pretty low. It's not as high as it was.
Mm-hmm.
And proportionally, it's still higher, but I mean proportionally.
And then, currently there is still, scroll down. 1.3
I don't know. We're in.
active cases.
Would it be the difference between the deaths?
Yes, it tells
and
you in the
cures?
chart there.
Oh, it's too late now. We're on the floor.
Yeah, no, scroll, okay.
Okay, United States recovered 90,000 deaths. So we're still, even though we account for a good portion of the world's infected, we don't account for a large portion of the deaths.
Yeah.
Actually, now we do, but we're still under the 33% of the death rate, which I believe is like what it is. So, anyways, actually no, it's less than 33%. It's way under actually. We're kind of fine. Anyways, New York still at 359,000 infected.
About 1 million active cases.
And where?
Yes, total in the gray bar.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right, and then New Jersey, 148,000. We figured they'd be growing. They are, but not fast. Let's go on a little state.
On the state, yeah.
How far up have we made?
About 10,000. We're 10,000 something. Scroll down.
Yeah,
There we are, very bottom.
yeah.
10.2
Why do we always
K.
have a number here? Here's
'Cause
10,000
we haven't
cases.
had any cases today. or they haven't reported any.
So we click on, let's look at the specifics here. Let's put these things off. They got a little tight. Put pressure on my nose. Okay, we're back in the red, our county. But there's a lot more red
There are
counties.
quite a few reds. We're the darker red too, aren't we?
Yeah. We're still behind Douglas.
Remember,
Hall,
we're
Dawson.
5th.
Yeah.
I remember last time there was only like 4 of the dark reds.
Yeah.
There's still that little tiny yellow county, and it's surrounded by all the dark oranges.
Yeah, I don't know how it's even possible. But yeah, it's the state's looking rough. Although we saw a dip here. See the graph on the left-hand side?
Yeah. See, that's either like a statistic error, they weren't reporting cases or something, or, people just weren't going in.
Possibly. So, yeah. Nebraska. Good life. Great mission. Yeah, sure. I don't look too great right now.
Here, scroll down. You can click on hospital capacity. Is that the one I was looking at? No. I was looking at something else.
We have lots of ventilators. Are you just joining us mid-podcast?
Yep.
Okay, Kyle.
Well, no, I was looking at something else the other day. Or, just go back to the map.
About the data?
Was it about the data? No, it was not about the data. I clicked on something when I was looking at this, and it told me that... Oh, no. Oh, go back to the coronavirus tab. Yes. Click on projections for Nebraska.
Where is projections? This one?
Yes. That. This is what I was looking at. And then...
A flat line.
Yeah, no, scroll down. It tells you what they project the estimates to reach. That's what I was looking at. And so it said at the bottom 184 deaths is what they project will hit.
Ain't too bad.
And then I was looking at New York. New York is like 36,000.
Right, still ain't too bad considering your fights.
Still a lot of people.
Yeah, but like Spain has way more deaths.
That's also a country.
Yeah, this is a city doing better than a coal country.
This is a city that we're comparing with a country.
That probably has a larger GDP than that country. No, take that back. Sorry, New York doesn't have a larger of a GDP. California does.
Yes. What is it? California and Texas make up like what 2/3 of our GDP or something.
And like most of our population.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun time. Anyways, all right. So the story.
Yes.
Okay, so
Segment 3.
no, it's the same part of this segment. So, at work today, I noticed the assistant manager for hardware. I didn't know where she was. I was like, "Where is she?" The manager was just all quiet. I'm like, "Where is she?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm like thinking she got in trouble or something. He's kind
taking
of
care
like
of things.
exposed or whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. At the time, I was like, whatever. And then I was talking to the GM, and because this morning that's why I thought the one delivery coordinator, I didn't know she was going to be there. I didn't know we were going to have one at all today, because the main delivery coordinator, the full timer, he wasn't there, and I was like, well, I asked the GM, so where is he? He's like, go quiet again, recovering or whatever. And I'm like, I told him, I'm like, the fact that you're hush waving hands over this big thing makes me, you act like I'm stupid. It's an insult to my intelligence when people just wave hands over this. Like,
You said that to him?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't say the intelligence. Actually, yes, I did. I was like, I feel insulted. You're making me feel stupid. Despite the fact I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he was exposed. Just say that. It's like, he's like, I haven't heard that. I'm like, just tell me. If you're gonna like get all hush, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Just freaking tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my manager. I'm like, you people get hush hush about this. Just freaking tell me. If you're gonna be hush hush, I feel insulted. Like you act like I'm stupid. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm not him, so you don't have to raise your voice.
Well, it just irritated me because it's like I'm not stupid. Sir, maybe somebody else who's not nosy, who doesn't care about other people, sure, they wouldn't care. But me, these are people that I'm around. That could infect me. I'd like to know.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Sorry.
So what day is he on? Day 1? Day 2?
I have no idea. He was supposed to call back today. He never did.
So he's self-quarantining right now?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a violation of, not really violation, but a risk to your own health for them not telling you, hey, we have a potential exposure?
It's a negative. So, okay, having corona, or potentially having corona, is a negative externality. Yes, it hurts you, which doesn't really fit perfectly in the externality definition, because usually you're supposed to have, no effects, no benefits. But if you're not going to die from it, like us, or I guess maybe not you, but us, we're not going to die from it.
Yeah,
so
you two are fine.
It's
I'm
a
screwed.
full-on negative externality for us, because now it's bad for other people. It's bad for you. Bad for people who are immunity compromised, or people who are elderly. It's bad for them. So not telling people if you're infected or were in contact with and not isolating yourself is bad for other people.
I see this so many times, and I find it hysterical because these people are hypocrites. So this person's all like, hey, can you disinfect the belt? Okay, no problem, I'll disinfect it, because I'm a cashier, so I'll disinfect it for you. No problem. And then I look at the person again. No mask, no gloves. And you're telling me to disinfect it. Okay, I'll do it because I have to for my job. But the fact that, you're not taking the precautions either, you're just as bad.
Yeah, so today, I didn't even think about it, because I just don't even care. There was a guy talking to us, didn't have a mask on. I didn't even think about it. The other part-timer looks over at me when the guy left, he's like, that guy didn't have a mask. I was like, he didn't? Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
And he came back because he wanted me to rekey something, so I rekeyed it, and I was like, hey, you need to be wearing a mask. And he's like, oh, they let me in without a mask. And there's tons of other people not wearing masks. And I was believing him, and then the other part-timer pulled me aside. He was pulling your chain, right? I was like, yeah. Because I'm looking around, I'm like, everybody's wearing masks. That guy wore his mask to get in and then took it off. He even had his wife lying for him, because his wife was with him.
Really?
But she was wearing a mask. I'm like,
Oh, you have to have your customers wear masks to go inside?
yeah, it's required.
Yeah, it's required for our vendors, but not yet for customers.
It's required for customers, employees, everybody. You can't get in the store without a mask, so we sell them.
We should do that. This one lady bought a thing of mask. It's a box.
No, we don't even have any of those anymore.
We have those. $34. And then if you want the...
What is it, a pack of 100?
No. It's a pack of 10 or something.
Oh
10?
my gosh.
I didn't...
A pack of 10?
I didn't...
That you could go to my store 10 times and pay a third that.
I didn't look at the quantity, but I should have. But our single ones are 12.
Wait, what?
Oh my gosh.
Are these N95s?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, maybe.
It kind of explains it.
It's the ones that we got when we went to Hy-Vee that one time.
That's not
masks.
an N95.
That's a surgical mask. You are screwing people over.
Which ones are the N95?
They say N95.
They say N95. They're the plastic ones that are supposed to they're the ones that actually could protect you from the virus.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we sell those. I think we just sell the regular
Oh my
surgical
gosh,
masks.
you're screwing people over. They can literally walk into my store, buy a mask, and leave for cheaper than it would cost to go to your store and get a mask.
We're expensive.
Oh my gosh.
I had to look back at it.
Pack of 10 for $30.
I don't know if it's 10 or something, but either way, a box of our mask is $34.
A box of 100 was worth 10 for this
Yes.
whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can start a monopoly on masks.
You could.
Yeah.
Well, Zoom had like a small monopoly. Now all these other browsers are having.
They already existed.
Yeah, but
I don't.
Now they're
I,
promoting them.
I
way
love.
more.
I love the doctor. I was on with the doctor one day, and they were talking. I was talking to Caps because I wanted to see a psychologist.
Mhm.
And she's like, "This is our most secure way." I'm like, "No, it's not. I'm pretty sure Skype is most secure than this."
Anything you pay for is probably more secure than Zoom.
Well, most free things are more secure
Yeah.
than this.
Well, Zoom, you just need the ID and you can go into any meeting.
I'm like, I could live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, but I'm
With-
pretty sure people can find a way to hack into using some algorithm or whatever, plug it in, and run it.
For an unlisted YouTube live stream.
Oh, I was talking about Zoom.
Oh yeah,
You know,
So
my
I'm like,
teacher did
YouTube's more
unlisted for
secure.
his lectures.
because it's a randomized URL,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be kind of hard to find.
Yes.
So it's like you're gonna go find an unlisted video live stream. It's more secure. Funny enough.
Our teacher, he did YouTube lectures. They were unlisted.
Yeah.
Like
so he's
the-
not getting. So he's just people are just viewing his. No, you can't see him on his
Yeah,
channel.
but like the channel person wasn't him.
It's probably his personal YouTube account.
Maybe because I looked at it, it was like this.
But it was him giving the lectures.
Yeah.
Probably
But
his
after
personal
a
YouTube
couple,
account.
but after like a couple days, like 2 or 3 days, they would be taken down, and you could no longer view the lecture.
That's weird. Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So
Give
yeah.
people an incentive to actually pay attention.
Yeah, I missed one of his lectures, but it didn't really matter. The essay, God, I did not like that.
Are you going back to that essay that you started 3 weeks late or whatever?
No,
Oh,
Okay,
different.
That's
I
for-
hate hearing that
that's for
story.
my sociology class. No, this essay for history
Yes, for sure.
was how does COVID-19 reflect American culture pre
Oh, yeah, this one.
1877?
Oh yeah.
You told me about
I
this.
hated that.
That doesn't even make any sense.
And you could only use the primary documents from the textbook, nothing else. So I
It's giving me
did.
a headache just thinking.
I
about
did
it.
the
Making my headache
economy.
worse.
So my points were the economy, more specifically, the financial system during Andrew Jackson's presidential election, which had nothing to do with.
What'd you get for a grade?
He hasn't graded it yet.
What? It's due. Yes, it was due today.
All grades.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
think
looked
it
at
was
my
today.
sign. I didn't see anything.
Maybe they've lengthened it because of. the
They might
virus.
have.
They might have. And then the next one was, what was it? Education. That wasn't fun. I just wrote.
Little house on the frickin' prairie.
I was like,
Little house on the.
I was
this
like-
is little house on the web.
I was
on
like,
Zoom.
school still went on during the Civil War. Yeah, I guess I could relate to
Those
school
kids
still
became
going on during the
drummers, so-
pandemic. And then the other one was racism, which that one was easy to write about.
Those
The
kids didn't really
Chinese
go to
people.
school.
Being persecuted. No,
I
like
guess you
little
could
frickin'
compare
house
it
on
to
the
the
prairie.
No, I think you can compare it to the education. The amount of education I am getting from online classes is still
Doesn't
pretty
agree.
comparable to the 1870s. Because the 1870s, no, they didn't really know much. They couldn't really teach a whole lot. But now,
They could
with
talk
every-
calculus.
hang on. With
Euler's
everything
method.
being online, I'm not paying attention. I'm either Googling or Control F.
Oh my god! What's Control F?
Control Find, because they send out the
Oh.
PDFs.
Oh,
Oh.
right.
So you Control
yeah.
F the PDF. So you
Right.
Control F their 20-page PDF
I
to find
kind
the
of just,
question.
I kind of just do that like, intuitively. I just like Control F.
Yeah. That's what I said. Control F does not improve your intelligence when you're going to leave this class. I learned nothing. So what I'm saying though is the amount of information that the kids learned in the 1870s is probably pretty comparable.
I want to talk about puzzles and how I don't like puzzles, but that's more of
How
the
is it relatable?
because of searching through text.
Oh,
But that should be the next podcast. So I'll refrain. I'll refrain from saying
We
that.
should buy a bar. What's its name? Puzzle. Why puzzles? Because that's the puzzle.
Anyways, I gotta get off that.
How I Met Your Mother reference.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
What? They get sponsored us.
Has anyone called Phil Dr. Phil yet?
No.
No.
Anyways, that was our Rona. That was our Rona updates. New segment. Comment time.
Maine.
No, that's the fourth segment.
Oh.
Segment 3. Comments. So, could we outrun the police? TGIF Talks 34. Daniel Kelly commented, 6 guys carrying a coffin. Very nice.
Pretty much.
Yep, very nice. He watched most of the video. The Rental Man TGIF Talks 35.
Oh, you guys did like a Zoom podcast?
Yeah, that's what I did with,
Buck? No.
that's this Buck.
Yeah.
Tom, jeez, okay, I had extra good, alright. Flinker commented.
You know, for how big of a YouTuber he is, he doesn't really have much of a setup.
Oh, have you watched this?
I'm watching it right now.
No, but I mean, have you actually listened to it?
No.
He talks about how he got his setup, I believe.
Does he have an actual setup?
Kind of. The way he got it is, it's funny. Anyways, the Flinker commented, a tie-dye t-shirt for your assistant manager. Thanks, Dr. Sheep. It's my manager. He's mad because I didn't offer him a tie-dye t-shirt. and he got in today. And I kind of forgot, because I read that comment on the toilet today. I forgot that, I thought when I was on the toilet, he's going to be a little mad at me. I went in, and we were all good, and then he mentioned it. I'm like, I forgot about that. Yeah.
About that.
You want a t-shirt. You know,
Hey, you could sell the t-shirts and have that be your
I'll
new
give it to you
store
half
uniform.
price.
Jesus. What?
I'll give it to you half price.
No, he's like, so what size are you? Extra small? He's like, yes. Let me
Yes.
crop top. Because he's a big dude. He's so just be
Yes.
like a crop top. Be a bra.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, it would be a sports bra on him. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, I do the same, but every time that there's a T-shirt or whatever,
That's
the
youth
managers,
size.
HR or whatever, they have to new heavy uniform or whatever. Say, so what's your T-shirt size again? Triple XL.
Just a dress.
Yeah. Triple XL.
You're like those white girls at sororities that wear like the long t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they wear that and then maybe some
So
sort
it
of
goes like
shorts
halfway
underneath.
down their thigh.
Yeah, and then they maybe wear some shorts underneath there. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
You're not sure. Like, are you actually wearing shorts, or is your underwear right underneath that t-shirt? They're like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, I want to find out, but I don't want to ask. I mean, I want to ask, but I can't.
You could.
Could. Then you get arrested.
That'll be a fun story to tell the kids.
So here's how I met your mother. She was basically wearing nothing, and I had to ask her, "Are you wearing pants?"
This is how your father got his first restraining order.
But she fell in love with me anyways. Anyways, Tyler Wade commented, I love these, man. The Rental Man Buck is an awesome YouTuber. Keep it up. I have to heart it. So nice. Thank you. Hopefully they're watching now. Oh yeah, he's getting a coffin, I'm pretty sure.
Is it what, a coffin?
It's a part of a coffin.
Why wouldn't you have a coffin?
Why not? Alright. So we need to discuss the future of what's going on. So,
The channel.
yes, the tree video... I have
That's
all...
gone viral.
No, I have all the supplies for the t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's going to take me a while to actually make all these dang t-shirts. And then I also have to film the process. So I'm going to do like a few t-shirts and then like film the last one, I think. It'll just be easier that way. Because I'll be in the swing of it.
Oh, you can't show like a time lapse of you making all of it?
This is going to take days.
Sure.
Like, you can do like a few t-shirts per day. It's going to be difficult. I have to do it at my house, not in the city, so I don't exactly have the world's most amount of time, because you have to hang them out to dry. It's a whole process. Anyways, so that's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Which gives me time to find a tree. I can't get a black oak tree.
Really?
They don't sell them.
Wow.
Earl May, Walmart, nobody sells them.
Why black oak tree?
That's what your dad wanted.
That's what he wanted in the backyard.
Oh, so we wanted.
So you need to figure out what he wants instead. Something that I can actually get.
All right. We'll do that.
So ask him after this.
Mm-hmm.
I finally have the money for the microscope, but it's currently unavailable. Like, you've got to be kidding me. So now,
With this whole virus thing going on?
I don't know. So now I'm just pooling money because it's the only, like, the microscope I need. It needs the camera mount. And like, I can find plenty of normal microscopes, but now that I'm like committed to this camera mount thing,
Yeah.
I want the camera mount. But none of them have it.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm fully committed, I'm like, well, now I just wait. And maybe they'll come back. I don't know. And I think I found it on my microscope website, one similar to it, but it's so much more, and I'm like,
This is the camera mount?
well,
Golden contacts or whatever?
the one with the camera mount.
Oh.
Otherwise, you have to put it through the eyepiece, and that's a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Or you get one of those, or the only ones that are available on Amazon are the ones that come with the camera. So the eyepiece are removed. So it'd work, but I want a dual eyepiece one, which it is dual eyepiece, but I don't want to have to look through one to set focus instead of trying to use the camera to set focus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess I'll just wait.
Yeah.
And hope it comes back, or I can find one, which I guess I can just accumulate money. So those are going to be a while. So it looks like we're back to the previous schedule of Quiz Bowl.
Going to Moral Hall.
We have why? What kind of video we're going to film there?
We use their microscope.
Oh no! I can get one of those for like $20.
Really? One with the TV monitor that can...
Not the monitor, but the one like they have. Yeah, they're $50.
Oh.
They're not very much. But like that's.
We want to be able to see atoms.
No, it's 60x zoom. The minimum on like these microscopes is like 100.
You told me we could get down to like, atomic radii.
No, no. Unless somebody wants to sponsor us and get us a scanning electron microscope.
Yeah. Comment in this thing where we can find the cheapest AFM microscope.
Yeah, atomic force microscope.
Or we'd also take an STM, the scanning tunneling microscope.
I think
That
it's
uses
too late in the
electrons.
video for people to know.
Actually, this video is only about 40 minutes long. There's probably somebody watching it. And honestly, I think this next podcast, this one, I think the individual parts do better than the actual video. Because the last podcast did really well, like this original one, but I don't think the individual parts are going to do as well as, like, say, the last one, where the individual parts did really well, and the original podcast did not do well. I think we'll see that same pattern, where the original podcast won't do well, but the individual parts will.
Yes.
So in this case, they will probably see this.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how long this third segment is.
Just put it in the description.
No!
No one reads the description unless they're interested.
And then I have to remember to put that in the description. That's a pain in the butt.
Oh, I cannot tell you how many videos there are out there where it says, check the link in the description, and there's no link in the description.
Well, sometimes I feel like that stuff's no longer available. Like, sometimes it's like in really old videos, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. The website's no longer available or something.
Oh,
That's usually what happens sometimes.
really?
Or, yeah, they forget. That's where it really irritates me. It's like, are you serious?
Any of that 404 page not found?
Well, actually, I don't get any problems like that, but it's just like error or something. And it's just like, so you forgot. That really sucks. Like, oh, link to my setup in the description. I'm like, it is the worst list of how their setup is or whatever. I'm like, seriously? This is the worst setup list ever. I found it funny. There was this YouTuber who got this new setup, and he was just like, this brand new custom water cooled, greatest thing ever, blah, blah, blah. He had an Intel i9 1098XE. So it's an extreme edition, so it's their high-end desktop processors. And I remembered, those aren't on the 10 nanometer process. Those are still on the old 14 nanometer process. And they're literally just better chips. Like, they redesigned them a little bit, changed the silicon a little bit, but they're basically the same chips. They just run a lot hotter and like a tiny bit faster.
You got this from Linus, right?
I knew the chip from Linus, but this is a different YouTuber
Okay.
who got this new setup, and I was just like, dude, seriously? Why didn't you get a Threadripper? Come on.
You didn't watch Linus.
Guess not. Which reminds me about my computer. I forgot to mention. I'm gonna get a computer again.
This summer?
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to anyways.
Yeah.
I'm planning on it as well. I finally have enough funds, so I'm considering it.
Yep. I'm going for a Ryzen 9 3900X. I'm gonna try and get an RTX 2070. We'll see. But guys, like, that's not really in your budget. I'm like, okay, extend the budget then.
Extend the budget.
I want a 2070. I'm sorry.
You remind me of the like House Hunter show my dad watches or whatever. It'll be like, the wife and the husband are out, they're looking for a house or whatever, or it'll be like, I think it was Love It and List or whatever, and then they find out, there's something that they wanted in the house, but they don't really quite have the budget. And it's like, no, we can extend the budget a little, right, honey?
Okay.
And he's like,
Doing math. Sure. Usually
we might
it's
need to cut out a few things off the grocery list.
usually they can't extend their budget, but in this case, I'm like, I guess it was kind of just an arbitrary number to begin with, so I'm like, sure, I guess I'll extend the budget. Yeah, so it's 32 gigs of RAM, I think the 3200 megahertz, DDR, 2 terabyte hard drive. I think it's either a 1 or a half a terabyte SSD.
Half a terabyte. You don't need 1 terabyte. You need
Boot Minecraft and all my other programs.
Are you gonna get realms?
See, here's how my
It's
friend.
cheap though.
Here's how my friend said to do it. All you need is about 300 gigs or whatever. Or that's probably too much. And all you do, you put Windows on there on your hard drive. That way, it can run quick. It can start up quick, and that's it. You use your
and games.
no. Games are in Steam, and
He's
which is downloaded to your
He's an idiot.
your 2 terabyte hard drive.
Frequently used games should be on your SSD, because then they load quicker.
Yes, but I guess it depends how many frequently used games you have.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, considering 1 terabyte hard drive,
2 terabyte.
SSDs are getting really cheap, it's like you might as well. And then you have all the room in the world. And I just have this 2 terabyte hard drive that I'll probably just use to store videos on long term, like a server.
Yeah. Because I mean that is the thing though. Your SD card or whatever. That's where you want your stuff to load quick.
Actually, it's an M.2, but yeah, same difference.
So you want your Windows definitely on there. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends how big of a gamer you are.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a lot of games, and I guess for me personally, I'm not making YouTube videos, and so I don't really.
You won't have all those programs.
I'm not gonna have a whole lot of stuff on my hard drive to begin with.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
And so to me, a hard drive issue as far as putting games on the SSD card, that's not really a big deal.
Yeah, the SSD it'll have Windows. I'll have everything. I'll have basically everything on.
On your SSD?
Yeah, other than videos. Once the videos go up to YouTube, I'll dump them into the hard drive. Although that's not how you should run those. You should probably run those two in RAID 0, but yeah, I don't even want to mess with that. I'm not too attached to everything. YouTube compression is pretty bad, but I'm like, if I have to use YouTube as get things back, I guess.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? So yeah. However, the problem we're running into is
Don't you have I know I have a cloud of a terabyte storage. Do you have a cloud that you can put stuff into?
I have the Microsoft thing that's 5 gigs that I filled up.
Because
Unintentionally, because it auto fills and you can't turn it off. There's no way to tell it to not auto save to the cloud. If you do, it deletes them off your computer. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then you put them on.
I'm not doing that.
See, I did that when. See, that's how I did it because I turned off autosave, and I did it when I very first put Microsoft Word on my computer, so there was nothing on it, and so to me, deleting files meant nothing because I had no files to begin with. because it was when I made my first document. I was like, okay, now how do I save this? Because I was going to save it to iCloud, and I was going to save it to my desktop, and to all these other places. I was like, no, I just want one place. I don't really care if it gets deleted off the hard drive or whatever. Turn off iCloud.
But it irritates me because it's causing my icons to not load. Like, I have my icons on Windows set to extra large so that I can see what it is. So it's like, if it's a video, I don't really need to read the title. Actually, it's specifically for pictures. Because when I'm making thumbnails, I can just like, oh, that's not what I need. I don't need to read anything.
Yeah.
But now I have to freaking read because half of them don't load.
Yeah.
My newer stuff is loaded, but the old stuff isn't loaded because of the way it's communicating with the cloud. Even though they're not on the cloud is still causing it to not load, and it's so irritating. And I'm like, it wasn't a problem until I had to reboot my computer. And then I had to reset it. Remember when I had to fix it?
Tell me about that. Yeah.
When I had to wipe it, everything it just doesn't load things. Like, I can open the picture just fine. It's there. Nothing wrong with it. It's just the icon. I'm like, it's the whole purpose. The whole reason why I have it on large icons is so I can see what's in the file.
Are you still doing continuous updates to your system?
Yeah, why?
Oh, I didn't know if that had anything to do with it.
I'm always updating my system. Because if you don't, you hear about, oh yeah, latest window update. Yeah, it's a massive, there's a massive back door that needs to be sealed up. We just sealed that up. I'm like, okay, update. Or then it's like, oh, don't update. It's like, oh, okay, don't update. Don't update. It's a massive back door got opened. Okay, don't update. You need to be on top of the Windows updates. Never have auto window updates on. If you're a tech-savvy person, never have it on. Pay attention to your tech news. Make sure that the latest Windows update is not causing problems. And actually, Windows has an algorithm for who gets what updates. If you're on auto update, you get it first. Or if you always update right away, you get it first. Which isn't good, because you get experimented on.
Yeah, you're the guinea pig.
You are the guinea pigs. And so that's when you get hacked. Because you updated and they opened up a flaw or something.
Mm-hmm.
So never have auto update on, because auto update is also irritating because you go to open your laptop and it's like updating.
I keep auto updates on for my phone now.
Mine, I guess not.
Because I ran into a bad habit of never updating, and literally got to the point where I could not update, and I had to go in and get it fixed or whatever. Because it was when they changed their whole system from like, what, 32-bit to 64-bit or whatever.
They did that a long time ago.
Yes, it was a long time ago. I know. It was like a year and a half that I never updated my phone.
How old is your phone?
2016. 2015.
Okay, that probably
2015.
explains it. I don't remember them switching from 32 to 64 though. Mac's been 64
It was
long
iOS
time.
10.
Oh, I guess I thought they were 64-bit for a long time.
I'm pretty sure it's like iOS 10 or 11, one of those two. Because I was like iOS 9, 9.3.
Oh.
And the newest, and so the one I finally got updated to, it was like 11.3, which was the current version at the time. And I had to go in to get it fixed.
15. Yeah, it's my phone doesn't have auto updates. It just tells me, hey, there's an update. Schedule a time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, yeah. So it'll like 2 a.m. because I'm usually not awake. Or if I am, I can plug my phone in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 50% or...
Not really a big deal at that point in the day. So it's like 2 a.m., whatever. So, usually it's on the charger, or I'm near my charger anyway, so it's like, no big deal. My computer, it just like flashes a little icon on the bottom going, hey, you need to update. I'm like, okay. I do not have auto update on. I also don't have auto update on my Google Play Store because it constantly be updating apps. And I'm like, no. I will update my apps when I want to. Because like there's apps that I'm like, I don't know what the hell they do, so I'm like, I'm not going to update them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. The computer though. Yeah, I'm going to try and work on it. Get one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to like buy pieces at a time. So I'm going to use my paycheck every single week to pay for these parts. Yep, 32 gigs of RAM. It's they're 4 8 sticks.
Yeah. Or you're getting 4?
That's what he had selected.
I was told to do 2 and leave room in the motherboard for 2 additional ones in the
I'm
future.
gonna have 32 gigs.
Yes, well, no,
I
you
don't really
buy
need
2
six.
sticks of 16.
I don't even need. But to be fair though, I'm gonna get DDR5 if anything.
So it's just going to be replaced.
Will be the next update. So I'll just replace it anyways.
So you don't really care.
It doesn't really bother me. Unfortunately, the biggest problem is Nvidia's come out with new graphics cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be able to get a 3070 instead of a 2070.
I'm going to buy all the new stuff.
Well,
Why not get the old stuff that's going to be cheap?
Because it's discontinued. So the problem is, I budgeted it out. I'm like, I'm gonna get that. Then comes around to it. Oh, can't get it. Or it's like, oh, you get it used. I don't want it used.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
used stuff. So I'm like, well, guess all right, then you're screwed. Guess
You have
I'm
a friend making your computer for you?
A guy at work, yeah, one of the managers. He does it for everybody there. So I'm like, oh, I'll just have him do it for me. Then I don't have to do it. I'd like to see how he puts together.
I have a couple friends that
'Cause
could help me build
I
one
think
too.
I'm slow. I think I've been watching enough Linus, and he's doing a lot of PC live streams and build guides.
Yeah.
That I'm starting to get more comfortable. Literally, the least uncomfortable thing is like fan headers and USB ports. Where to plug that in?
Mhm.
The on-off switch. Where to plug that in? Otherwise, I can't. I know how to install the processor. I know how to install the RAM. I know how to install everything. It's just the fan headers, and it's just the fans and the front I/O. Otherwise, I can do everything myself.
Because I have a friend at work who he said he'd be willing to help me. He just built his computer and he legit built his computer. He constructed his own keyboard. Not like bought a kit or anything. No. He built his
Oh,
keyboard.
he's one of those.
It was for a class. He had a computer class or whatever.
Oh.
And he 3D printed all of his keys.
Mm.
And he soldered and wired all the circuitry within the keyboard. I'm like, dude, that is like insane.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awful.
It sounds pretty cool to think about. Like, he actually built his own computer. Like, what can you ever say? Like, yeah, I built this.
At some point, it becomes cheaper to just have. At some point
Yes,
to
but
have it rebuilt.
there is a huge like self-satisfaction factor with it. I mean, like, to look at your own creation that you made. He said he was the only person in the class who got 100.
Wow. That's the guy I'd ask for. If he could build a keyboard, I'd have
He
him
built
build my
a
computer.
He built a keyboard.
If he can build a keyboard, I'd have him build my computer. Yeah, but this guy, he builds everybody's computers.
And so he actually just helped my manager build his computer.
Yeah, so... But the problem... So, like, NVIDIA's coming out with new graphics cards soon.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get a 3070 maybe. I don't know. We'll see when this happens. But AMD's also then dropping their new line of chips, which are significantly better. Instead of the 3900X being marginally worse than the Intel i9-9900K, it'll be significantly better, destroying it. And Intel's next lineup of chips as well, destroying them, potentially. We don't really know Intel's next lineup yet. We're not really sure. But it's potentially going to destroy them. And so it's like, well, shoot. They're also releasing a new set of motherboards that you need to upgrade to the next chip. But that's not going to be... But the motherboards come out before the chips. Like, they come out, like, next month or something. So I'm like...
Do you plan on getting a motherboard or building a computer that has Wi-Fi?
Yeah, the motherboard one has Wi-Fi capability. The one he selected anyways. So I was like...
'Cause, I mean, I think it's probably better to, always have it plugged into a port if you can. But, it is...
I can't.
You can't?
Unless I put it upstairs.
Oh, you don't have a port in your room?
No. Unless I put the computer upstairs.
But, it's always faster to plug it in via Ethernet, but,
I'll have to discuss with my roommates. Although, having my computer in my room would be nice in the winter, because it's literally a 200-watt heater.
Yeah.
Because, the chips, 150 watt. Because, the graphics card's probably 100 watts, and the chips give about 50 watts. I guess actually those chips are a bit more than that. Whatever.
But I mean, is it gonna be running at 200 watts or whatever, milliwatts or watts?
Watts.
When it's not running.
Well, I mean, if I'm gaming.
When it's not running.
Sure.
In the middle of the night. When you're actually cold.
I'm gonna mine crypto. I don't pay for electricity.
Oh, there you go. No,
I told you to buy Bitcoin at that one kiosk at my store.
I'm going to mine it. Get it for free.
You said it can dual as a heater in the wintertime. Well, only if you're on it in the middle of the night when you're actually cold. You're not on your computer.
That's what I said. I just mine Bitcoin.
You have
mine crypto.
Oh my gosh.
I don't pay for electricity.
I suppose.
You really don't, because you barely pay for anything at that house.
Yeah, I am in the crappiest room, and it's like, you know what? If I want to mine crypto and keep my room warm, so be it. You know what? They told me get a space heater for your room. Well, now I can say your computer is my space heater. They can't complain about me raising the electrical bill or whatever. It's like you were the ones wanting me to put a heater in my room, so that's my heater. So they can't complain. So yeah, I'll use that as a heater. Just have it mine crypto all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It would pay for itself.
Not as. No, it would not.
I'm not paying for electricity.
No. Okay, I guess in that regard.
If you mine the correct crypto.
I'm just saying, your system is not going to be mining, dollars worth at a time overnight.
Yeah, but eventually, if you mine the right crypto, even Bitcoin's probably still the more valuable cryptocurrency. You mine the right cryptocurrency, it'll pay for itself.
You can't actually mine Bitcoin that fast, can you? Because I was looking it up and or whatever, and to mine Bitcoin is practically pointless with a standard PC.
Right, but it's also these were also back in the day. Also, when the crypto mining was a thing, there was no 2060s, 2070s, 3070s. Those just weren't things. Now they're a thing. I can also fold proteins. I don't get anything in return other than the satisfaction I'm helping scientists solve things. So I could set up, and it would run at full blast all the time. It'd keep me warm. That's an idea. Lots of things you could do with a 200-watt heater.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. So yeah, okay, but so they're coming out with new motherboards.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to get, but those new motherboards are only ones that can hold the new chips and maybe the series after that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess I'll get the new motherboard, and then I'll just sell my chip and buy the new chips.
Mm-hmm.
If
someone will actually buy
give it to you.
No, I'm not going to buy a used chip.
Are you buying Intel AM? Bruh. What are you paying for your entire computer? Probably what, $1,000 total?
$1,100.
Yeah, I'm paying twice that. You couldn't have a
But I'm also not going to put all the top-notch stuff in it.
Yeah, but you'll have a top-notch chip.
That's been used.
For a few months.
Right.
The new chips come out in September. I'll get it in October or November.
I'd have to think about it.
You seriously don't want a 39... You're going AMD, right?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know. I haven't done enough research.
I'm assuming you're gonna have to go AMD.
Why not? Why not? I haven't done enough research to know why not Intel.
There's no... Actually, honestly, you should just wait until September to build it.
Should I?
Well, then the new chipsets will be out.
Or I'd start building it now and just wait till September to put the chip in.
Buy everything.
Yes.
But you also have the new motherboard, too.
Oh, so I guess I couldn't even start building. I have the case.
You can buy literally the case, the cooler, if you're putting a cooler in there, or you're running a stock cooler.
No, we're going to go water cooler.
For $1,100. Okay.
I always thought that was just the funniest thing ever. Yeah, I have to water my computer.
But, I actually heard water cooling isn't that good. Unless it's you have a high heat output system, water cooling is pointless. Mm-hmm. Air does just as good a job, if not better in some cases.
I just thought it was kind of a funny idea to water your own computer.
Well, anyway.
Because water isn't bad, it's the ions within the water.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I would wait because you can get the new, and the new chips are gonna be amazing. Like their latest low end chips, like they came out with this quad core. Oh my god, $100 for something that's gonna kick butt at kick slut
Kick slut.
at gaming. And it's
Kick the
100.
hell out of the slut.
Yeah, kick that
God.
damn hell out of the slut. That's the 3 words we can say.
Because
Slut, damn hell.
we had a problem with. This is like.
You had the problem.
I did have a problem. So we discussed for about 10-15 minutes what are all the words that I can say without them having to be cut out. And those are it. Those are the 3 worst words that can be said.
I say you should refrain from saying slut, but to be fair, we kind of just insert it into other words that are worse.
Yes.
So.
So if
Why'd
you.
you have to say insert?
I don't
Why
know.
did you have to bring that up?
Anyways,
He
back
wasn't
to
even gonna think
back,
it that way.
back to inserting chips.
Back to placing chips.
So
in.
this chip is crazy. It can its boost clock is like 4.3, but it can overclock to like 5.6.
Okay, you should not be. Why are you concerned about overclocking? Overclocking is not good.
I know, but this chip overclocks to 5.6 gigahertz.
I know, but again,
Although with liquid
overclocking
nitrogen.
is not good for your
Although
system.
it was with liquid nitrogen. So I was like, what you telling me? 5.6 gigahertz, almost 6 gigahertz. And I'm like, with liquid nitrogen, you kind of left that detail out.
A minor, slightly important detail.
Liquid, it's almost an absolute 0. You left that detail out. Sorry. It's at minus 273 degrees Fahrenheit. You kind of left that detail out. Whoops.
Whoops.
Jesus. But yeah, it's an amazing chip. And so whenever there's 6 cores and 8 cores that are kind of, well, okay, you're probably going to get the 6 cores.
Hexacore.
The hexacores, I
Is
guess.
that the 16?
You're probably going to go with the 6 core or the 8 core version, which would be the 3600, or the 3800 would be the 8 core, 3700 would be the 6 core. I'm assuming you're probably going to be in that range.
That'll be the budget I can afford.
Because the 39 is the 12 core, the 3950 is the 16 core.
Yeah.
When you do this, you'll be the 4950 and the 40 and the 4900, the 4800 is the 4000 series chips, which are gonna be amazing. And I'm just like, I hope these new motherboards actually have support for DDR5, so in 2 years we can upgrade the DDR5 and run it twice the clock speed of the RAM. Like, oh my, I don't know what good that does, but it just sounds amazing, right?
Yeah.
8400 megahertz. Almost a whole kilohertz.
Wait, you said megahertz?
Yeah.
That's almost a gigahertz. You're going down the ladder.
RAM is in
Megahertz.
megahertz. Yeah. Almost a gigahertz.
Almost
worth of,
yes, there you go.
Which I'm like, whoa. It's going to be crazy. Almost a gigahertz. Your RAM's going to be faster than like CPUs from 2000.
Yeah.
It's going to be nuts. This is going to be a fun time. That'd be like DDR6, but it's probably not 10 years. That's probably not 5 years away, but still.
It's fun to ponder.
It's going to be fun to ponder. And it doubled the storage you could put on there. That's non-load buffering. However, they're saying, though, even though with DDR5, even though you're going to be able to squeeze more on there, at some point you have so much RAM, you should probably start to have CDE RAM. It's a load buffered RAM, so that it's buffered memory. It's what they use in servers, because it's like, even though the errors should be less, it's not guaranteed, and so you should probably use server RAM. Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself on performance a little bit, and not every chip supports it. Intel, actually, most of their high-end chips do support them.
Yeah.
AMD does not. But again, the case is it's better.
Yeah.
So you want to go load reduced. Because it checks for errors. So it slows it down, but it checks for errors. But DDR5 load reduced RAM is like DDR4 on steroids still, so.
Are you gonna put Survival Craft on your computer?
Of course! If he keeps updating, yeah. Of course, Survival Craft 2 I'm going to put on there. We'll do a Let's Play.
Oh yeah.
I'll have Farming Sim 21 on there.
Oh, yeah, Universe Simulator 2. Sandbox Universe.
Is that coming out soon?
It's always been out. The
Oh.
second one. I don't know if they have a third edition coming out soon, but I just remember from Vsauce's box or whatever, Curiosity box. He talked about that Universe Sandbox Simulator. They also did in the video with Gravity, which I thought was just like a pretty cool simulator that
I
would
want
be nice
Kerbal
to have.
Space Program.
The only thing is like it's like $25 off of Steam.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, $25.
I don't know how much you spend on your average game.
Most games are $60. $70. After tax.
My last game I spent was 10.
Yeah. Minecraft's about 30-ish.
Yeah.
I like how Kyle's just sitting over there giggling and laughing at me.
I don't. He showed up like 15 minutes late, and he's not even paying attention.
Why? Why do you show up for these?
I'm not interested in computers.
Well,
He's a girl.
Shut up. I can make you into a girl.
Whoa! What'd you say? If you didn't deny it, you just said shut up. No! Hey, I'm holding water over a keyboard. You throw that at me, you pay for a new key. No! You will be.
the microphone is in my way. I have the microphone for protection.
You will be on probation.
You will be joining Will.
On probation. Anyways, thanks.
Yep.
New segment time.
Wait. Is this still the channel discussion?
Yeah.
I want to know more about this dandelion thing.
Oh, I need to text him about it. He never got back to me yesterday. But yeah, we're gonna pick.
Flower pick.
I think we're gonna pick two. We're gonna pick 100,000 dandelions Tuesday just for
You
that.
said tulips.
You said Chandler. Is this the actual Chandler from?
No.
Is this was it just a name drop or was it
No,
someone
Chandler Buck is the guy that I went to school with for like a year,
else? Okay.
and he's a successful YouTuber, 13.2 thousand
And
subscribers.
you're gonna pick dandelions with him.
Yeah, that's a collab for him. So he's gonna do so it's gonna be a video for him.
And he hasn't got back to you yet.
Yeah, he didn't get back to me. He had to figure out what he was doing Tuesday. I'll text him today.
Oh yeah, because Tuesday's the day that'll work for all of us. Isn't it?
Oh, are you gonna join us Tuesday?
Tuesday and Sunday I do not work.
Well then, I'll have to. We have a full crew. Good, it'll go faster. Good, it'll go faster. Anyways, yeah, that might be coming. I'll do a collab on the Rental Man Bucks channel.
Mm-hmm.
New segment. So,
Maine.
Maine. We're bringing this back up because I learned from I don't know what, but I learned crossing state lines if they find out.
If they find out.
It gets rid of statute of limitations.
Yes.
So,
Unless it's federal, right?
I don't remember I don't remember what was the statute of limitations on hit and run?
Was it
Couple
3 years?
4 years?
But I thought it was like I thought it
5
was
years?
something else because it was.
Well, I
actually kinda
thought
serious.
because I remember you said
But there wasn't a statute of limitations.
no. I think that's what it was.
Doesn't it depend on like what state?
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
it'd be within our state.
If it was within your state, but you're native to this state, but you committed the crime in a different state.
No, we still committed the crime in this state.
I know, but like, somebody has the authority because you're not native of that state. So technically,
No, they
You're
still
under-
send it back to the other state.
yeah, because what's that law called?
I don't know.
Oh, what's that law
Hey, but did you ever find out if you got, if you had a speeding ticket or whatever in another state, if you had to take the
I don't know. I never looked that up. We were contemplating because we went to Kansas for a video, guess we could mention that. We went to Kansas for a video, and he was like, "Oh, why don't we go faster?" I'm like, "Well, what happens if we get pulled over in Dexter, Kansas, or in Oklahoma?" It's like, good point. Where do you go to get that taken care of? I never asked. I'd have to call the county attorney.
Did you? Please tell me you didn't get a ticket.
No, we didn't.
No, we're good.
What's that one?
We went
I
like
think
5
it's
miles an hour under the speed
No,
limit.
we went 65, and that was the speed limit.
Isn't there
supposed
like a country where it's like you can, or it's a state you can only get one speeding, you can only get one ticket per day?
What?
Yeah, there's this law is like saying you can only get a ticket a day. So like if you get a speeding ticket, you get a ticket.
Yes, and then you
get
can
pulled
tweet
over-
out all the
Pulled
fast
over
as you
again, and they're like, "Oh, I already got my ticket for the day."
All right.
Yes, but why would you want to say that? I already got my ticket for the day. That is the worst thing to have to say.
Yeah, I think they'd arrest you at that point. So, 4 years. Statute limitations, it's revised. 4 years. If you damage their car, 4 years.
So I just have to live there for 4 years.
However, though, if
You
they
have to
find out
If they find out,
that you left the state at all, that extends it.
well, how would they know I left? Sure,
Figure
there'd
it
be
out.
I
no.
don't know. Maybe a little birdie.
I don't
gave a
know.
little
You're
tweet.
you're running into some guy's car. Sure, the police aren't really going to care all that much.
Because I mean, the
But
only
if
thing
you
that
just disappear,
the only thing they could possibly know would be cell phone. Turn that off. Okay, you're good.
that was the challenge.
Hang on. Then you have purchase history. Paying cash. Okay, you're good there. Then you have
The car.
car. Your bills. I mean, if your car's paid off, you're good. So then it just comes down to gas. Paying cash or whatever. You know,
What if they take a
you always
picture of
have
your
to go in
license plate?
either that or you live close to the mom and pop shop that you'd be working at. Okay?
What
And
if
then
they
the,
have your license plate number?
What?
What if they have your license plate?
You know, the whole idea was you have a dusty car.
yeah, remember,
Oh,
'cause
so they
we'd
can't-
be using my car that they can't even read though.
Your car got a car wash though.
But this was a
Yes,
hypothetical
but this is
situation.
Hypothetical.
Okay, and then the final one is housing. You need to find some place where you can live.
However, if you're living on a fake identity that you somehow established,
That is another idea, yeah. Because if you could have a fake name,
well, this defeats the whole purpose.
Isn't there like some businesses that pay you in cash and don't require a background check?
a mom and pop shop.
Oh, is that what you? Okay.
Typically. Not always.
No.
Sometimes they're like,
They're hard to find.
I want to know who you are. Are you? What's that? What's that accent? What's that like a Maine accent you have? I don't know what a Maine accent
I
sounds
want to
like.
hear that northeastern accent.
And you're just like, I'm sorry? you didn't say sorry. What's wrong with you? What's wrong
I
Well,
like clam
Sheldon's
chowder.
Well, young
with
Sheldon.
you? China?
I like clam chowder.
Young Sheldon. He grew up in Texas, but he adopted a Midwestern accent.
Yeah, did they ever talk about that on the show?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was in Big Bang Theory that I talked about. I was like, because Nobel Peace Prize don't talk like this.
Oh. But did he say why he adopted a Midwestern accent?
No,
Yeah,
reason.
because
Because if
had-
he was ever going to win the Nobel Peace Prize, he's like, Nobel Peace Prize
You know, it wasn't gonna be a
nominees-
peace prize. It's gonna be a physics prize.
A
There's
phy-
like 6 of them. There's literature, peace,
Humanitarian.
physics, chemistry,
Biology and economics.
yeah, biology and economics.
Anyways.
And then do you know what math is?
What?
Do you know?
No.
It's the Fields Medal. The Fields Medal is the Nobel Prize equivalent.
Okay.
For that.
Anyways, he was all like,
Is it a biology one? Maybe
He
it's
was all like-
psychology.
Nobel.
But also with the Fields Medal, it's also given to people who are under the age of 40.
Anyways, Sheldon said,
Well,
like,
it's a pretty
Hey.
prestigious award.
hey, Sheldon said like, Nobel Prize winners don't,
But why Midwestern?
because it's the most neutral accent.
Oh, he said that.
Well, no, it's just the
It
fact.
is.
It's just
It's
the fact.
It's a known fact that we have a very.
Neutral.
Our only part of our accent is our R's.
R's and T's.
Who goes like
No,
no,
geez.
no
No.
one rolls
Fact.
their R.
No.
We don't really, when you're talking, you don't really
got the
enunciate the
fact.
T's.
Okay, That's people who talk really fast and don't try to enunciate, which I guess most Westerners do that.
Like, I wrote a paper. Aren't I? I wrote a paper. We
I
say
wrote a
it.
paper. I wrote a paper.
Wrote a paper.
Yeah, you wrote.
I guess the T kind of becomes a D.
Yeah,
I
our
wrote a-
T's
I wrote
become
a-
D's.
I
wrote
wrote
a
a paper.
paper.
That's if you don't actually think about it and you don't actually enunciate.
Yeah.
I wrote a paper.
But
But no one talks. I wrote a paper. That's when they're pissed off at you.
Okay, there's chemistry, physics, literature,
Isn't like the
peace, psychology, or medicine.
Yeah, medicine.
So
But
I
I
think
think economics is one though.
It is, yes.
They just don't list it. Oh, sorry.
Click on the list. It just
No, but Google's just excluding it. Why
Holy
are we
moly!
so zoomed in?
Command 0.
No, that's perfect now.
Okay.
Oh.
Scroll up. I think I saw something. Oh, it says there are only 5. In addition,
But I know there's the economics, but
it
prices.
says economic sciences right there.
Oh. In addition to the prizes about the economics, it's sponsored by the Nobel Foundation. Has trademarked the term Nobel Prize, and editions cannot legally be used to refer to the prizes other than the 5 original. Oh, Nobel Memorial Prize. You can't call it the Nobel Prize in economics. It has to be called the Nobel Memorial Prize in economics. They would have included. That's the thing, though. When that's the thing you have to remember. When these when they came up with these originally, economics wasn't a thing.
Yeah, this is 1895 we're talking about.
Yeah, economics wasn't a thing. We didn't start studying economics until, well, the 1930s.
Well, when we realized economics...
What's broken here? I don't understand. And then we studied.
Oh, wait, something's kind of important to understand.
But we also, we didn't see GDP growth or like GDP per capita growth until the 1700s. And we actually started to see a middle class.
Mm-hmm.
And so we saw GDP per capita growth. I learned this all in macroeconomics class. The most interesting part of the class altogether was learning about the history of economics.
Well, history in general is pretty interesting.
I was like, I really don't care about your Phillips Hue curve. I find this Phillips curve, not Phillips Hue. Sorry, the Phillips curve. I really don't care about that. I want to learn more about this history of economics.
I think I told you this how like when I was learning about Spanish grammar, I found the history of the grammar more interesting than the grammar itself.
But are you a more concepts guy? Do you like concepts?
I
better
do.
than
I
math?
do like concepts.
Did I ever tell you about when Rooster and I were in physics class in high school, and how we do the assignments?
No.
So what we would do is she'd give us the assignment, and I'd be like, okay, you do the math, I'll do the concepts. All right, and I'd bang out the concepts. And I'm like, done. I'm like the first person done with the concepts in the entire class. Everybody's still like working on them. I'm like, done. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, explaining to him. The teacher's sitting there. He's like, he's right. He's like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah. But then again, you'd also have a teacher whose knowledge of physics was as good as the chapter that you were on.
Yeah. Her degree is animal science. It's like, you're teaching physics, so I effectively know more about physics than she does. Although she does work for the university that was physics related. So I don't
know if that transfers over to your class specifically, but
it didn't.
It's something.
I think it had to do with monopoles actually.
Yeah, but you guys were doing Newtonian mechanics.
True.
You were not doing Maxwell equations.
Basic Newtonian mechanics. Like what I did in college was way more advanced, or it was the same stuff, but just explained easier, and so it made it seem more advanced. Because wow, I actually can understand what the hell's going on here.
Because physics 1 is Newtonian, physics 2 is Maxwell, physics 3 is Einstein and above.
Oh,
basically Einstein, and then you
stuff.
have quantum mechanics with Bohr and Schrodinger, and then you also introduce Hamiltonians.
Newtonian stuff. Interesting stuff. Maxwell. Oh, I don't want to learn about quantum particle interaction.
No. What?
Maxwell's equations, right?
Yes. It's related to quantum particle interaction, but that's like the 1940s or whatever. No. You're studying just as up in the 1800s.
Oh, so we're talking about electromagnetic waves.
At the most difficult, yes. Basically, you're talking about Ben Franklin charges. And how Maxwell showed, like, how you introduce magnetism at the later part of the segment.
What do you do in the beginning?
Well, that's what Coulomb charges. Okay, it's Coulomb and Maxwell.
Oh,
Coulomb described what Ben Franklin messed up.
you're learning about electricity.
Yeah.
Lame. Like I said, lame.
That's why they call it electricity. And magnetism.
Yeah.
There's magnetism. It sounds a little more interesting.
Combining them is interesting. Them separate. You got 3 elements that are room temperature, conductive, that are magnetic, one, and then a 4th one, a gadolinium.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright. Oh, Einstein. Oh, this now we're getting
Now I can add some magnetism.
Quantum mechanics, a little too difficult, but alright. Needed. And then it's like...
But not necessary.
But then combining everything together, yes, holograms. Now we're back to the interesting stuff.
Yes.
Holograms. Alright, now we're talking about interesting stuff.
And how we are really just a shadow of a 2-dimensional world or whatever. No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what was that? We're a shadow...
We're like a 2-dimensional shadow of a 3-dimensional world.
No, oh yeah. So, like, our shadows are 2-dimensional.
Yes.
We are a 3-dimensional shadow on a 4-dimensional world.
Yes.
Fun. Fun. And a black hole is too much information in one spot. It can't be expressed in a hologram, so it breaks it.
Yep.
That's the cutting edge of physics, ladies and
That
gentlemen.
is the cutting edge of level 5 astrophysics explained to a dummy.
Yeah, it's about as basic as you could explain it. And it's probably about as much as you understand it as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I was about like halfway through level 5 and I was like, okay, I no longer understand what you're saying.
See, I had to stop. Like, they started mentioning quantum mechanics. Like, I know the words you're saying. I just not 100% sure how they interact with each other. Like, I know the words. I know.
You don't understand the implications.
Yeah, because I'm like, I know like the Maxwell diagrams. I'm like, I know what those look like.
Feynman diagrams.
The Feynman. See my point here. See my point here. I just don't know their implications. They show how quantum particles interact. Okay, cool, whatever. And then like start talking about holograms. I'm like, I've heard about this. 'Cause I'm pretty sure the Action Lab talked about this, but I'm like, too much, out of my range. Because he talked about when talking about white holes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, too much. Goodbye. Yeah. So, how did we get from?
We were talking about Maine.
We went from running away from the cops to quantum mechanics.
It's because of the Nobel Prize or whatever.
Right. But how did the Nobel Prize come up? Didn't he bring it up?
Did you bring up Nobel Prize?
You did.
But why did I bring up Nobel
We were
Prize?
talking about Sheldon and his accent, and then
Oh!
Yeah.
All because of accents. We accents led us down a rabbit hole to quantum mechanics and the breaking fundamental edge of modern physics.
Because you said that when I'd go there, they were like, why didn't I get that Midwestern accent? You say like the Northeastern.
Why do you sound normal?
Why do you sound normal?
Why do you sound normal?
Well,
What's wrong with you?
Quantum mechanics.
Quantum.
Quantum mechanics.
It's all about quantum interactions. Technically true, but we're talking
It's a huge rabbit hole to talk about it.
Well, okay, so why are you talking this? Oh, quantum probabilities and particle interactions. I'm like, yes, but those don't explain macro. But
first we need to start with economics and Nobel Prizes.
But the old lady's like, but that doesn't explain macro interactions because we haven't figured out how to combine quantum mechanics with Newtonian physics and relativity. And it's like, whoa, sorry to step on your toes. Sorry, but the theory of everything is still being worked on. I'm sorry that you have a fundamental understanding of basic quantum mechanics. But you know what? Just deal with the fact that I'm here, right? Don't question why I have this accent. Can you imagine some old lady's just like, yeah, but see, quantum interactions don't explain macro. You're in Hick, Maine, all right?
Yes, you're in Hick, Maine, and I would be utterly impressed.
I would just be like,
I would not say anything. My jaw would drop like, what? You understood what I said?
Wait a minute. You understood it so well that you corrected me. Damn! Damn!
Yes. Damn.
Damn! You a physics slut. You're gonna burn in hell because you are definitely an atheist. Can you? I gotta try that on the person at work. So
You are a physics slut.
No, don't say that. But like, so do you understand why quantum particles and their interactions don't explain macro scales, and how relativity and Newtonian physics aren't explained by quantum mechanics? She's like, oh yeah. I'll be like, all right. There was a philosopher I've been thinking about recently.
Plato.
No, it wasn't Plato.
Socrates.
No, it wasn't Socrates. He's the guy. I think I told you the story where his only one physical thing was a wooden bowl, and then he watched a child drink from a river with his hands and realized he didn't need the bowl, and so he threw the bowl away, and it was just him. He lived on the streets with the dogs and lives in barrels.
No.
It was what was his name?
Well, tell me the story.
Okay, so this Greek philosopher, Diogenes. Do you know Diogenes?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, so Diogenes believed in extreme minimalism. I guess actually perfect minimalism, and that one does not
So
need
no clothes.
no clothes, no physical attachments, nothing. It's just you.
He was like naked and afraid.
He lived in barrels, and and ate with dogs, and all he carried around for many years was a wooden bowl. But then he watched some kids drinking from a river or drinking from a well, and with their hands, and realized he didn't need the bowl anymore. And so he tossed the bowl into the river, saying some profound thing, and lived the rest of his years with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He just ate from the garbage, ate with the dogs.
And how is this related in any way to what we were talking about before?
Well, we're talking about smart things to say. So, like, that's what you say. So, do you know the teachings of Diogenes?
Oh, look up, what did he say?
Oh, Diogenes wooden bowl. I don't know how
Diogenes
how do you
wooden
spell
bowl.
Diogenes?
Type Greek philosopher and then just start typing how you think it would be spelled.
Greek.
Greek.
Greek philosopher, and then start typing Diogenes.
Well,
P
I can't see from here. I'm sorry.
H-E-R. Now start typing Diogenes.
There he is. No, Democritus. Never mind.
Start typing Diogenes. Here.
No, there he is. He's right there.
Dog.
You clicked on him. You clicked on dog.
No, I did. Look, Diogenes.
Yes, but look what's in the search bar.
That's what I typed in. But either way,
Are you guys
we're filming a
And you're
podcast.
now,
Are you serious?
Gosh darn it! I'm gonna hate
we're gonna have
myself
to cut
now.
this out.
Okay,
Well,
zip it.
So, no, they're not hungry. Goodbye. We made it all the way with no bleeps, nothing. And your mother walks in, and the third thing she says
We
is,
were doing
"Oops."
perfect. Like
Yeah,
that
What'd she
actually
say?
worked.
What'd she
We had-
say? What'd she say?
I'm
She
not
walked
saying
in.
What'd she
it.
say?
I'm not saying it.
What'd she say?
Slut. Anyways, okay.
Add an HIT to it, and then get rid of LUT.
Okay. I was like, what? Anyways, Diogenes, also known as Diogenes the Cynic, was a Greek philosopher for one of the founders of philosophy.
Yeah, Dan. Okay, I get that. I want you to type in Diogenes' quote.
Oh.
Diogenes, no, wooden bowl quote. Do you really type like 5 words a minute?
Yeah.
Now type quote at the end of it. Type quote at the end of it. Do you know how to Google search?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
He destroyed the single wooden bowl he possessed.
Fool that I am! To have been carrying a
Superfluous.
baggage all this time.
There you go. Profound.
That's what you're gonna say.
Well, I'm not going to say that quote, but I'm saying, do you know the teachings of Diogenes? You know where I learned this?
No, actually, that fool that I am. That's like perfect.
Fool that I am.
Fool that I am.
That I think I could ask for
That I've
your
been
number.
carrying this useless information all this time.
No. Fool that I am. That I think I could ask for your number.
Well, there you go.
That would work. We mentioned Diogenes. You know Diogenes, and you say, the fool that I am, think I could ask for your number. And she'd be like, what? Like, oh, I think I'm...
It actually will not come out that smooth.
Probably not. But that's when you think... But that's when you say, I think... Probably with a stutter.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. I'll be nervous. I think I have things switched around there. I was supposed to ask for your number first, and then when you said no, I was supposed to say, the fool I am.
Yeah, it sounds good now, but in practice, it's not. I've yet to ever ask for a girl's number in a fluent way that came out.
Have you ever asked for a girl's number?
Yes, I have.
Wow. That's
And I have
impressive.
actually got it. But it did not sound as how it planned in my head.
Can I? Okay. All right, gamers, boomers, Karens. Can I get what? Do you want me to call my N-words?
No.
With an A?
No, I was gonna say, like, you know how they call us Zoomers?
Yeah.
We also use Zoom.
Zoom? They call us Zoom?
Yeah. We
Gen
use Zoom.
Zs are called Zoomers.
Because we
But-
make
Yes, I
fun
know
of
we're called
boomers.
Zoomers, but
Because
now,
we make
now
fun
that
of
but
we're-
now it's just shortened to Zoom.
No, but now we're using Zoom.
The
We're
So it
literally
fits perfect.
Yeah.
we're literally called Zoomers.
Yeah. People that use Zoom are Zoomers, and
I knew they were calling us
Yeah,
Zoomers
mostly
before that, but I thought you said they were
Zoom.
shortening
But no, now it's a
I thought
correlation.
they were shortening it to
That's-
Zoom.
No.
Yeah, but now there's a correlation.
Yeah.
What's that one song that everyone used, like Zoom, and then they'll see someone fly? The Zoom challenge.
I've never.
You never seen that?
No. Anyways, back to
Oh,
what else.
God.
I was addressing the viewers before you interrupted.
You looked at me.
Well, because you started giggling. Because I said
Can you
Karen.
let him talk?
This is loud.
Boomers.
This is why podcasts go on for 2 hours.
Yes.
Shut up! No one wants your opinion.
Boomers. Karens. My fellow gamers. I am going to try and get a girl's number using Greek philosophy and quantum mechanics.
It will not come out smooth.
That's
What if
you
it's
don't-
like a philosophy teacher?
She's not.
Okay, fine. What I want you to do is press record. Do you have a voice recorder on your phone?
I can record a video.
Because I know on my phone you can do like voice memos or whatever. You can record your voice.
It's a bad idea. We're trying to record a
Put it
conversation.
in your pocket. No, you can do it as soon as I listen to it. You said, wait, because I said it's not going to come out smooth.
Well, we just have a call on the podcast.
And you're going to...
Hey, my cousin doesn't believe me that I used these lines to get your number. Repeat the whole entire conversation.
No, that wasn't the... That wasn't the comment, okay? Because, see, when I asked for a girl's number, I said all the words I wanted to say.
It's just not correctly.
No, it was correct. It was completely correct. It was just you could tell how hesitant I was in my voice. It was not smooth.
You know, a lot of people, it's weird. Because when I hear the words that come out of my mouth, I hear something completely different than what people say. Like, when I was giving my retirement address for FFA, I could have swore people were going to be told I was, like, about to break into tears. They're like, you were? I'm like, really? Couldn't tell? Like, nope. I was like, huh? So, I think it's an exaggeration. I think maybe
So
there
you-
are minds that thinks it comes out either smooth or not smooth.
Because of how I was feeling. I was probably just very nervous at the time. But it just came out just fine.
And the logic part of your brain isn't working.
So it came out just fine. But,
It didn't feel like it.
so the output was fine. It was how I was taking in what I just said that wasn't working. Because I was questioning how it... I was questioning the reaction is probably what it was.
Yeah.
I was too afraid of rejection. And so, to me, I probably thought I was...
I was trying to explain her that garage door thing,
Yeah.
and I was talking. We're talking about the height of the panels, and I could not. I was like width, length. She's like, yeah. I'm like, no, the height of the panels. I'm like, oh my god, I could not get that out.
could not
Like the
find
height
the
of the
word
panels. I was like, the width of the panels. I kept saying width. I'm like, but that's not the width. The width is
The other
this.
part. The other part.
It was the
The
length.
depth.
The depth. That's the width. No, that's the length is
Width,
I
height, depth.
couldn't get the words out. I was just I'm like, the height of the panel. She's like, I know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay. But that was the whole problem. Was she was getting height and length confused. And so here I am, not able to get the words out, trying to explain to her what the problem was.
Well, I will say, width and height can be mutually
Width and
exchangeable.
length can
No. Width, okay, so you have length,
Yes.
height.
Yes.
Lay it down. Length, width.
True. And because of the way
So
she had things.
width and height can be used interchangeably.
When we use it, though, when it comes to garage doors, is length, height, width.
Wait, what?
Length,
Height.
width.
Width is depth.
Well, every other site calls it the width.
See, I think depth.
But then other people call the height, but then other people call the width the length.
Yes.
And so it gets really confusing when I say the width. They're like, 60 feet is the width? I'm like, they're like, the width is only 2 inches? I asked for 60 feet. And I'm like, no, the length. And the height is this. Your depth is 2 inches of insulation, right? That's a whole thing. Teaching people basic understanding. It's like the depth of the door, but the depth. But then they think
Okay, but isn't there only one way for the numbers to go?
on what?
It's like when you write out the number, say it's a 2x4. It's always
Yeah.
a 4x2
Yeah.
does not make sense.
She read it backwards.
She read it
No,
backwards.
well, no, like she read it correct. She read it, left to right.
She typed it in backwards.
No. This was just her talking to the guest because she screwed up and it was a whole thing. Anyways, she read it left to right, but she had it switched. Instead of she had the height and the width. And she was so confused. I'm like, she was like, it's the right width or whatever, because like something. She mentions the width of a parking stall, and I'm like, why do you know the width of a parking stall? I thought about later that night after the whole thing. I was like, that's the most random fact. She says she was smart. I'm like, yeah, she's smart. The freaking width of a parking stall, 7 feet. I'm like, who just knows that?
Actually, it does sound like a standard.
It is a standard because roads are based off of the width of wagon wheels, which are based railroads. So wagons had a set width 7 feet. Railroads were based off that, and then cars were based off railroads. So the width of roads and parking stalls are all based off railroads, which are based off wagons.
7 feet.
7 feet. It's a standard. It's been the standard since the 1700s.
What about the length?
Doesn't matter.
Well, no, I feel like some parking stalls are bigger.
Some are. Standard is 7.
Okay.
Perpendicular standard is 7.
Because I always say, I've been in some places where it's like, man, they give a lot of room for me to open my door.
Sometimes they don't. And it's just like, there's no room!
It's like, did my car shrink? Did my car get bigger overnight?
I'm like, I can't get out of my truck because there's a truck next to me and these stalls are tiny.
And he's in his stall. So
Kind
as
of.
far as I can, kind of.
No one's ever perfect. I'm never perfect. Like, you think you park, you're like, okay, good. You get out and you're like this. You're like, all right.
Your tires on the line.
You're just, and you're just in there crooked as all. Get out.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that too.
You parked horizontally instead of vertically.
Okay, I don't.
that's a whole.
You must be having-
You parallel parked in a perpendicular spot.
You have to be having a really bad day.
You have to have a stroke to do that.
You have to have the worst day ever to park like that.
You have to have like
Because-
a partial
Because
stroke.
I parked in, diagonal in a perpendicular stall. Diagonal, it's not.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you have to have just the sweatiest day. To be
The
parking.
damnedest day.
The damnedest day. And hell is just crashing down on you.
You have
to
a
where you just park.
Can't get a slut.
And you just park.
you have a
That's a.
You have
that
a
size?
sport-
That's definitely.
you have a sports car and you parked in the carts.
The cart corral?
No, in the store. where you have all the carts.
Oh, you parked in the store.
You parked in the
That's
store.
an achievement in
Because there's a
itself.
garage
That's a whole
door.
nother day.
Because there's a
You have
garage
this
door.
day up here, and that day. That's the day you don't
You
walk
had
away
a
from.
stroke this day. You died this day.
And then this day you drove
You
your
park
car
in the
into a
cart
store.
lobby. That's what it's called. The cart lobby.
You died that day.
That's the day when you want to leave this state.
Anyways.
Maybe
All right,
even
folks.
leave the country.
All right, folks. This whole fourth segment was fun. We've discussed now that you
Wait,
have.
did we finish our main conversation?
Okay,
We went from
let's get back.
accents
Let's,
to this.
Alright,
let's go back to our accents.
Uh,
Rewind back
30
to the...
minutes ago.
Okay, the statute of limitations. That's the problem. You have a 4-year statute of limitations. I think you're gonna have to go out west. I don't think you have. I think you'd have to stay this.
Live in the Panhandle.
Because they're gonna know you're gone. I went. Where did he go?
But, okay, so what's the difference? Live in the Panhandle, live in Maine. Either way, I want to be avoided.
Yeah.
If I get caught in the Panhandle, okay, I got caught. If I live in the Panhandle and I don't get caught,
But
what's
you
the...
can stay in the Panhandle.
Hear me out. What's the difference between not getting caught in the Panhandle and living in Maine?
More contact. Like you could still contact your family. Like you can keep that under
And
wraps.
I
but
don't
if-
want to get caught.
No, but if you're in the Panhandle, it's much easier to cover that up. The cops aren't really going to be like, okay, he's still in Nebraska, we just don't know where. If you're...
They're going to assume that either way if I'm in Maine.
Maybe.
What?
They might assume you fled.
Yeah, and they'd probably assume I fled if I was living in the Panhandle.
Maybe we just have to, cover it up a certain way. Plus, living in the Panhandle is probably going to be easier than Maine anyways. Because you won't sound different, you won't really look different.
Okay, why not go to Montana?
Again, crossing state lines. Statute of limitations. You're going to sound different
but
in
I'm
Montana.
closer.
Montana has an accent of no, Texas.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, they have a southern accent. You go west in Nebraska, they start to have a southern
What
accent.
if you go to way west, like Wyoming?
I think Montana and Wyoming, it's kind of like western Nebraska. Some people sound normal, some people don't. Because, there was this one girl, I met her from, western Nebraska. She had the most, it was I'm like, are you sure you're from Nebraska? Or, they say y'all.
Y'all. I say y'all.
I don't say y'all. Bugs me.
I mean, I don't say it like y'all, but I say
Y'all,
what are y'all doing tonight?
I don't know, I can't. I'm just so what are you all doing tonight? I don't say y'all doing tonight.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess sometimes if I say it fast, it comes out, so what are y'all doing tonight?
I don't. I can't. I just, no. I'm too
There's more of an A in there. So
I-
there's y'all versus Y and then all, and then law, and then there's, y'all, oh, and then there's...
Alright. So, the whole point of this was to address the fact of statute of limitations. And we spent, I think, about 40 minutes on that. So, alright. Alright. Leave a comment below.
wait, do we have another segment?
No. There's no fifth segment. Leave a comment below Diogenes.
We can add one.
Comment below Diogenes, the fool that I am.
The fool that I am.
Diogenes.
Should there be, and then, if you made it this far, you continue to keep watching this ramble, let us know if we should make the podcast longer with a
We can't. We physically can't.
Oh, it'll stop recording?
The camera will.
It would die. Oh, I think it's good.
It's at 30%.
Oh.
You don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
You get below 30, you start having problems potentially. So, unless we can figure out a way to wire it, then we can go full 2 hours.
Mm.
But until then, we're kind of stuck like this. Next week, for the fourth segment, we're going to discuss all of my personality data.
Yep.
And that's where that one thing will come into. That fourth segment's going to be long, too. Hopefully...
Hopefully there's no rabbit holes.
No, it was interesting. The first segment was good length. The second segment was super short.
Which is good.
As per usual. Third one got a little long because we started talking about computers. The fourth one just whoosh. And we're still talking. Anyways, your comment below is...
I'd like to thank you all for
the
watching.
fool that I am.
He's repeated this now about 3 times.
Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
New videos on every week.
At new podcast every Friday, 2 p.m. Central Time. Oh, also, no videos are getting pushed to are getting pushed to Saturday at noon. And good night.